no.
If it was like concept based.
Yeah. 1 second, I'm trying to chase a cat out the window. There we go. Is it there? I can't tell. Oh well. Threatened to throw a shoe at a cat. Sorry. That was like something that had to happen. My apologies.
What happened?
There was a cat kind of started walking through the garden there. Just as I hit just as I hit go live. So that's fun. I think that's me ready now. Streams up. The links have been sent. Okay, we are live now, so I just need to get the notes up on my screen. I know I'm so kind of disorganized, even though I tried to be organized.
It's hard, man. No one blames you.
Fair. I'll mute myself. Okay. Got that. James, you're gay and also Irish. Hi, James. So he'll probably get something out of this match, this analysis. Oh yeah, oh crap, I don't even have the setup. You sent me the link. Okay, I'll quickly do that now. Where is it? Ah, there we go. Okay, there we go. I have my notes up, and I have chat just to have a wee nosy at some point. Oh, no, crap, stop. Everything. There we go. And, alright, that should be it fixed properly now. Alright, I'm now ready. I am now perfectly ready to start.
Let's go.
Apologies for the wait there. It's just needed, like I said, organized. So was this part of a set, by the way?
Yeah, this was in the Netplane Chill 2.
Ah, okay. So
yeah,
you went Battlefield Game 1, which was good choice. And then the second game, what was it was on Pokemon. And then did he just
went back to Battlefield?
Was it just a gentleman sort of thing?
Yeah.
Fair.
Because FOG is really janky on Netplay.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I think as well as that, Battlefield's a better stage as well for you. I think in a best of 3 against Falco, I would prioritize Dreamland and Battlefield if possible, and avoid Yoshi's like the plague. And I also preferably wouldn't want to fight on FOD either. I mean, not FOD, FD. FD's kind of weird on a best of 3.
I usually ban Yoshi's, but if I think the Falco's lame, I'll usually ban it and just take the Yoshi's. Because I feel like the RTCs you get off side plats being small,
yeah, they're
like balances out.
They're really disgusting, but the problem with Yoshi's generally is you die at 30, just off shine off the top, and it kind of sucks. FD is actually it's very nice, I think, for this matchup, but like I said, I wouldn't really want to play it on a best of 3. I think for a best of 3, since you have so little time with your opponent, you just want to jank your opponent more than actually playing them. That's my thought process when I ever fight a Falco. It's like, I just want to jank him, so I'll just rather not play on FD.
Because then they can just laser in place and you don't have as much counterplay to get a random falling up there or something.
Well, I mean, I still think Puff actually, I do actually think the stage is pretty good for Puff. Falco doesn't like Falco's punish scheme is a lot more neutered on FD than yours are. Because you still have all your up throw confirms as long as you can do them. So in that regard, it's perfect. Like you're still fine as long as you get the grab still, and you just need to figure out a way to outplay them, like just out-rhythm them, I suppose. Catch them on their tempo, which is basically the whole matchup. It's basically like FD is like the purest form of the matchup. That's why it's so good in a best of 5. It's so good. So, just to start the thing off, yeah, that's even the first sentence I wrote in the document is just, it's one big long rhythm game. Falco kind of sets the tempo, and your job as a Puff is just to break it. Hello?
Hello?
Oh.
Yeah, I'm just listening.
Oh, fair enough. Was making sure my Ethernet cable hasn't fallen out. It has a tendency to do that. Alright. And there's a kind of like a shape I want you to be careful of when you do fight Falco. I'll see if I can get a decent portion where he's just standing. If he stands, it's kind of nice. God damn it. Alright, so this is kind of a nice picture. If you can... can you see it, or do you want me to share screen? Would that be easy?
Yeah, I've got the stream up and I can see it.
Oh. Actually... Oh, do you want me to share screen, sorry? Or...
No, it's fine.
Okay.
I've got the stream.
So, the really important shape that you kind of want to think about Falco is this imaginary cone, like starting like just like above him sort of thing. And this is kind of a really dangerous zone. You want to try and treat this zone like you would treat Falco, like you want to treat like Fox's shuffle range. Hourglass time. See Alec and Kieran's here talking about the hourglass. So yeah, the very dangerous hourglass where he can basically just jump up and hit you if you're not careful. Or if you get underneath, he can down area you for free. Well, with an asterisk, can't area you for free if you're falling, because then you win that situation. It's great, but we'll talk about that later. And also, the last main point I want to talk about before the matchup is Puff's short hop kind of sucks in this matchup. It's kind of only really good for specific punishes or going off the platform. But it's when you're doing it off the platform, it's a lot riskier than against like against Fox, for example, because you would need to normally do the short hop to catch him, like laser camping on the other side of the stage. But because Falco's full hop goes over it, that's where it becomes a lot more tedious to get around. So you kind of have to do a lot more full hops from the platform, or just drop down like normal.
Right.
Have you seen the what you call it, the Alex's plat strat?
I skimmed through the Puff Bible.
Yeah.
Is this like the ranges of like shield drop, wave dash off stuff?
Kind of. It's like so he has like a proper flow chart for the situation of how do you work with platform resets, and it's like probably the most important section of the Puff Bible. It's really good. If there, you can probably see like an image,
Yeah.
with a bunch of lines here. If the
Yeah, I can see
stream.
it.
So this is like how this smaller one's your short hop, and then this bigger one is your full hop, and then these dotted lines are when you do a double jump towards the end of your jump. Right. So this is why. So if you want to approach, you kind of want to make sure that you do it from the inner part of the platform, so you can have the huge amount of range. So you could probably hit in between the orange and the lime green if you do like a falling back air, for example. And then this double, not the double, like the dotted line is used if you want to try and shield poke their feet with the back air with a double jump if they're on the platform. So this is like really good, and then you also bunch of other images, but for Falco, like the strategy is quite similar with the platform reset. So I would say it's probably really important that you actually go over this in your own time. I'll try and cover it in specific situations when it does pop up, but I won't go into like the full detail sort of thing.
Right.
So that's your homework. Learn the platform reset because it actually is busted. It's amazing and it's useful in most matchups. Not Falcon. Falcon, it kind of sucks. But
he has up air.
Yeah. Even then, it's actually, well, if he does up air, you just shield drop. But it's like you just really want to just play grounded against Falcon all the time, so it's fine. And so yeah, and I think with that, that's basically everything I want to say before we actually get into the meat of the set, I guess. Alright, so Battlefield, you do a lot of full hops off the platform at the very start, I mean. Once the game actually shows up, yeah. So, I mean, as an idea, it's not bad. It's just, I think once in this game one, you kind of spend so much time in the air, kind of unnecessary, where it's just, you give Mortal free time just to run on, like, just run under you. And remember, you always want to try and treat the cone as a shuffle range where it's very dangerous to be lingering there for too long, because then it'll just.
So I should be trying to get like in between the middle of the cone.
I suppose kinda, but it's also you're still kind of in a dangerous situation. You kind of want to be on the outskirts of the cone, so if he does bite, you can try just fade back and then back air, for example. Of course, you can try and be cheeky and snipe him with a neutral air on the snipe his jump, because he doesn't really have anything immediately covers above him very well. His up air sucks. And then back air his head is still vulnerable to get hit.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. It only really covers like behind him and above him, but not anywhere else. Still, trying to land with a neutral air in that situation is very cheeky and generally ill-advised without good reason. So those kinds of lasers are meant to be trying to catch you on the descent. I think I remember Lefengi doing those kinds of lasers against me in that London tourney back in December 2018. I can't remember what it was called, but it was very annoying to deal with when I was sitting on the platform, because it meant trying to come down to the stage was very annoying. And you kind of have to like, it's just a little. It just makes it a little bit more awkward. And if he's doing that when you're in the air, then the Falco kind of knows how to play the laser game pretty well.
Is that like the main component of it?
Yeah, you can.
Punishing you for trying to get down.
Yeah, like there's definitely counterplay. He kind of wants to keep you on the ground and not let you. But if you are in the air, he just doesn't want you free, I guess, to move around.
Once you pinned.
Yeah, pretty much. Because puffs out of shield options aren't great. They're actually, in context with the other top tiers, pretty terrible. Even then, his shield pressure is actually nowhere near as scary as people make it out to be as well. Very strange. Very strange. But Mortal gets a high laser, and then that's when he goes in. Because now he can start getting started with these aerials and whatnot. This time, you actually did a good job of catching him on the dash back. That was kind of like a read that you had to do, but you had the frame advantage to work with, which was nice. But this is a really big important thing that you want to start doing with this matchup. Once you get the poke against Falco, you just want to make sure that you position yourself for a counter hit and be ready for the counter hit. Right here, once you got the short hop back air, you're in a fantastic position just to grab him. And you want to make sure that you always get the grab opportunities when you can, really. If you're not confident with the grab, go with the full hop back air, because that actually, if in a certain spacing, that beats out auto cancel back air and short hop down air at the same time.
Right.
So it's pretty nice. But
so in this situation, going for grab wouldn't be good because you went immediately A there, right?
Well, you did position yourself to get around the like some sort of immediate short hop down air. So I think this was actually a perfect time to go for the grab, because he would have landed just you're basically right center stage of Battlefield, and he would actually just land just before it. Perfect range just to quickly grab him and up throw, and that probably might have been the stock. Either if he missed the DI, you rest that, or if he DIs to the platform, reaction tech chase. The RTC rest. Which you also need to practice. That's another bit of homework you need to do. But that's actually a really important concept that you want to make sure you grind down, because that's going to get you most of your punishes in this matchup. Is just get ready to let him hang himself, really. And if he doesn't bite, then it's fine. He'll just start lasering, and you can, by then you'll have the frame advantage just to jump away if you need to, or try and power shield it or whatever when he does it. You're just, the idea is that you're ready for anything that he does afterwards is pretty damn nice. So that's that. And then, yeah, I was gonna make a comment about made the comment at 7:54. Excuse me, sorry, drinking tea. I made the comment about the Platts at 7:54, and it's like, I know you probably haven't really heard the concept, or you probably haven't really thought about it too much, but it was really just try and attack from the inner, like the inner edge of the platform if you're gonna approach as much as you can. Which is really good because, like I said, maximizes your range. You cover, like, if you just drop down from the inner edge of the platform, you cover center stage with a back air, which is lovely. If he's just hovering there, not doing anything, you just drop down, back air or tomahawk grab, and it's kind of hard to deal with, especially on reaction. Neutral air here was great, and you even drifted back. It's just you kind of weren't expecting an immediate hit. Even then, I think with this percent, you probably even could still get a grab if you were ready for it. If you expected the down air. The, like, Falco down airing before knockdown percent on Puff is a very scary time for Falco. Like, super scary. I think it knocks down around 32%. So in this gap range, you can theoretically jump into his down air and rest him. It's kind of rough for Falco in that regard. If you can't...
Is it minus on hit?
Yeah, it's minus on hit, because if you're in the air and you get knocked down and you get hit, and if you land during those times, you actually take 4 frames of landing lag and you run out of hit stun once you hit the ground. Yeah, this is why ASDI down is absolutely broken mechanic. You should... Hacks did a video on it recently.
Yeah, I watched that.
That's kind of like the idea of why you like jumping into Falco's down air before that is like really scary. It's kind of like you're not SDIing down, but it's like the similar concept where you're canceling your hit stun with landing lag. So then you can just go for rest if the spacing's there, or you can try a cheeky grab. Like this probably would have been a grab right here. Instead you turn around, power and light shield.
But I think that was meant to be a grab. I think that's what the light shield is. I think that's me doing Z while still in hit stun.
Yeah, that's quite unfortunate. What can you do? Sometimes like that is probably the bane of my existence when I played.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what that is actually. I think that's me trying to do grab back throw, but doing it too early, and so it just everything panics.
Yeah, fair. Like in that case, that was like completely the right idea at this point. Just really sucks sometimes. I will say as well, at low percent like this, I would still prefer up throw. Like because you still have all your... If he misses the DI, that's a reaction tech chase or a tech trap up air or anything really, he would have been dead. That's the important thing. He would have been dead. If he DI'd back, you still combo into full hop back air, and if he DI'd forward, you still get the up air if your execution is tight. So it would have been a meaty punish. The back throw, you kind of like need a read in order to make use of it.
Isn't the short hop up air on DI away still a read? Isn't it like a mix of on pound and up air?
You can actually get the up air, like on like you don't even have to read it. The problem is though, is it's actually really hard. You need to do a 2-frame dash. So if you get that dash in, then that really small window, then you can get the up air. But it's, like I said, pretty damn hard to do. Definitely worth doing, because a 2-frame window it's consistent. It's not like frame perfect motions are always going to be kind of inconsistent, just the way that frames work. but a 2-frame window is always consistent.
Right.
So it's very much well worth your time to really get that one down. Oh, I just realized how dark it is. I'm going to just turn the light on if you don't mind. Thank you. There we go. It's nice and cheery in the kitchen now.
Yay.
My tea's all gone cold. So, I think that's all I need to talk about up throw combos. At the meantime, there's not really much else to say. I think once you get over like 40, it's when a back throw would have been started to become a bit more preferable. But at low percent, it's generally preferred just to do the up throw.
Right.
Because it's like frame 3. It's like super fast if you get it. Can't react to it. And yeah. So. Oh yeah, 450. That was an up throw. Or even a down throw. A down throw would have actually been better than a forward throw. Puff's forward throw sucks. Because it's like one. Oh, you're good.
My line of thinking was that Dare goes like a little bit higher if they, because it's reactable DI, whereas I don't think F throw is, or if it is, it's tight. And like if they do bad DI, it's like you go quite horizontal, which makes him lose a lot of like shortened mix-ups and stuff.
I suppose.
That's why I didn't go for down throw.
Even then, it's just the angle is generally better because if they DI properly, then you like Mortal goes this really high angle where you can double jump higher. Like if we reset it back a wee bit, like you got it there. It's like not a great angle because if he does a double jump and does a down air, then you probably, well, you wouldn't die, but you would have been in a very bad situation there. If he did a down throw, he either goes directly above you, which then you can get a tech chase on the platform, or he DIs out and has to double jump below the ledge. And if he does a side B, then it's a bit more easier to deal with, I suppose. At least that's in my head, at least. A forward throw kind of puts him at worse in that situation where he's too close to the ledge to really edge guard him properly. As well as that forward throw is SDI-able, and if he does get the SDI, then he actually doesn't do it doesn't send him anywhere.
Its own thing.
Yeah, it's just my preference. I still would prefer to do the up throw, but if I wanted him off stage, I would just do the down throw instead. And I think I can't remember if he would have get a knockdown if a bear hit him at this point, but yeah, well.
It's 37 on a Falco, so no.
How unfortunate. Because if he did the DI behind you, then a knockdown would be so nice. But c'est la vie. So that was nice back air. I think at 747 it would probably be a good idea to do like a short hop back air double jump. Either that or fade further back. One or the two would have been good because if you fade back, you can react better to this laser. Or if he did like an immediate aerial out of shield. it would have been nicer just to have that extra bit of time to react to a situation and then act accordingly. If you fade it back, and if you do a double jump after the short hop back air, then you would have been kind of around this area here, around, like not high enough to be on a platform, but you would have been in a better position to avoid some sort of like you've been over any short hop laser, and you can easily go for a plat reset if you need to do one of those, because generally in this matchup, going to the platform for Puff's plat shenanigans is generally better than holding center sometimes. Just because you don't, because when she's on a platform, Falco can't laser her very easily. You can't, like, a short hop laser always will miss, and if he does a full hop laser, then you can actually take center from him. Like, he has to give up so much of the stage just to try and laser you in that situation. Even if he takes this side platform, that's still really good for you. If you take center and he's on the side platform, that's pretty damn good for you. And we'll even talk about that. I think in game 3, it's either game 1 or game 3, but yeah. Also, 15 seconds in, and we've been streaming it for 30 minutes. This is pretty general for me.
Lots of info.
Yeah, I hope it's not overloading you too much.
No, it's good.
Lovely to hear. Alright. So 444. Yeah, I agree with the plat reset. It's pretty good. But if you're gonna like I said, if you're gonna approach, like, do it as close to the innermost ledge as you can. You would either, like, wave dash to it or run forward. Actually, it would be nice to do a pivot, maybe. Who knows? Because a pivot, like, if you did a pivot, you wouldn't have to like, if you did a pivot of some sort. I know, like, Puff's dash kind of sucks, but if you do a pivot, then you wouldn't have to commit to a wave dash, because you could shield at any point of your dash. And because if he did, like, a preemptive aerial, like, directly underneath you, and you were doing the wave dash, and you're obviously gonna get hit for it. Just some silliness. It's just to get you, like, closer to the inner part better and safer.
It's just, like, the best way.
And if you think that Falco's gonna attack you on the platform, like, and try to jump on top of it, you can wave dash back, and then that'll get you the grab. So yeah, just wanna, I'll be repeating that quite often this set, just to warn you. And yeah, that downer is actually pretty good. I like these. I want to see you do more of these downers. It doesn't matter if it doesn't work. Just the idea of it is pretty good. And I think if your drift was a bit tighter, it would have hit. Probably wouldn't have got anything off of it at 47%. But the important thing is that you would have frame advantage, and that's really important in this matchup. Because I remember Alex, he actually said one thing that Puffs need to do more in 2020 is make more use of your frame advantage after you connect the down air. Because remember, Puff is a character that can kill off a read. Just a movement read. If you catch a Sheik jumping, rest it. Might as well. YOLO. It's
Fair
fun.
enough. I mean, at 38, he's not going to get much off of it, is he?
So another bit of homework. This is a bit more challenging. Just learn mix-ups of what what can you do after with your frame advantage after landing down air after 45%, because that's generally when rest starts comboing, like the spike stun rest. That's when you have frame advantage. But yeah, that'll be a fun wee experiment to work with. Just to try out.
That'll be the extension homework.
Yeah. But in general, this down air I very much like. Please keep doing them because they're lovely. Just tighter execution with the drift would have shield poked. And it becomes even better after 70 because that's when up smash and grab starts comboing. And yeah. Got punished. That was actually really sick by Mordo.
I don't even remember that happening. Holy shit.
Yeah, I never saw that combo in my life before. It was really dope. You technically could have You could not rest. You could probably pound this kind of downer, but it would have been one kind of stupid and two really risky. So I'm kind of glad you didn't. But I don't like this neutral air coming down. Like this neutral air is pretty trash. It's too high. One, two. If you traded, you would have been dead. Because you use a few jumps. Better just try and best just trying to get ledge. In all honesty.
I think I was scared of trying to take ledge against him after I saw the F smash to cover it. I think I was just assuming that that's what he's trying to hard to cover.
Yeah. You do have to be really careful about forward smashes and F tilts. Those are his main edge guarding tools, and they're both fantastic options that he does have to cover it. You just have to space around them. You just have to because if he does either of them, then the jig is up. Then you can grab ledge for free after that, but you just have to make sure that your spacing's tight. So, yeah. I think that probably might have been an up smash. Maybe. It would have been kind of hard to do. If you can catch Falco doing these really high aerials on your shield, it's sometimes worth doing an up smash. Because it's the same frame as your same frame as a grab. It's frame 7 out of shield. It's really good. And around this percent, 47, probably a little bit higher for Falco, maybe about 50. Let's say 50. That's when rest actually starts comboing if he misses the DI. It's really good.
I think wouldn't it be an RTC regardless there? It's especially good on the sidebar.
I think on maybe not Battlefield because the platform is quite high up. I think he might, if he got the tech in place, then I don't know if you could rest that on be in a position to rest that. I say that as I say that just merely as speculation because up smash is really laggy. I think you would need to read his option out of that. I think he does have the frame advantage. Maybe. Or not frame advantage, but I don't think he'll be in a position to rest it, is what I'm trying to say.
It's not reactable.
Yeah. Well, reactable, but you're too far away to actually get it before he's actionable. I think, yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. But, again, speculation. Check that out. Go into Uncle Punch, set no DI, up smash the Falco, and see what happens. I'm 80% certain that you can't rest it. Unfortunately. It would be sick, though. Maybe on Yoshi's. Still, up smash would have been nice. Very risky, very dangerous DI, like drift there. Kind of nice. You have missed the. It looks like you missed the L cancel, or have I forgotten how laggy Puff's forward air is?
No. That's L cancel.
Oh my god, Puff's forward air is so laggy. It's gross. Well, at least you got the grab at least. Falco's shine sucks. I would still just up throw him on reaction without pummeling. The down throw, if you did pummel, was fine. You just mistimed the up air. It's fine. Just need to have tighter execution. That's easy.
Mm-hmm.
That shit's easy.
Grind.
Yeah, just grind. I think you could do with practicing your punish game in general. Because Puff's flowcharts are like really simple. There's not an awful lot of variation. Personally, I really appreciate that because I can't be arsed trying to learn all these crazy DIs and STI options. Like, I don't have time for that. I just want to kill you. So, very much learn the B&Bs, grind them in Uncle Punch. Make sure you can get all the up throw stuff and get the down air stuff because down air is busted. Use that more.
I started using it more like in the past 2 weeks.
Nice.
It just doesn't seem as good against spacies because like depending on their SDI you can miss like one hit and then miss the L cancel and then they shine you for it.
That being said, they're still pretty vulnerable at their feet from getting clipped by it. And if they get clipped by it, it's free. It's a free grab. So I would still say it's still a great. It's still a fantastic tool against them. It's just such a lovely move, especially if you can start playing around like auto cancel down airs from the ledge as well. Because you can auto cancel from the ledge. And the frame advantage is actually similar to what you get if you L cancel it. You just don't have to bother with all the technical side of it.
I think you just rest it straight up most of the time. But when you're at the ledge, it's just more worth to go for a back throw or something.
Oh, when's this?
Auto cancel death and ledge.
Oh yeah, well, I guess you can. It's still kind of like risky. I would just stick with like the grab and stuff, as opposed to resting because it's kind of harder to get the spike stun from when you do an AC dare. I'm sure you could probably do it on Mr. Game & Watch because Mr. Game & Watch's hurtbox is stupid. Bad character. Miss me with calling that an even matchup because it's absolutely not.
Yeah, all the Game & Watches I've played, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, like once you hit them with one back air, just fish for down airs and you rest it. How is that an even matchup? But yeah, we're getting sidetracked. I apologize.
Game & Watch is interesting, man.
He's lame as shit.
But like talking about how he's bad, that's interesting.
Well, true. Cell is a better character than Game & Watch, for God's sake. Don't at me. As well as that Pikachu's better than Sheik. That's another don't at me moment. But yes, we are definitely off topic. Alright, where was I?
Down throw.
Oh yeah, down throw. I suppose if he DIs on the platform, I still prefer up throw, but if you do the down throw, I guess just tighten up your execution, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know if you can get the RTC rest. Again, speculation. Try it out in Uncle Punch.
I think when I last tried it on Fox, it had to be like 110
Okay.
for you to be able to react to second place.
Okay, then just do the up air like you tried to do there.
Mm-hmm.
That was probably the best call then. Missed space on the get up attack. Unfortunate, but sometimes happen. This drift onto the top platform was really bad though. You don't want to deal with this. Because that could have been you dead. He could have shined you. I think the shine would have killed. You're pretty high up and you're high percent. That was good. That was really good movement around. And getting that reverse back air was amazing. Like, that is like a absolutely beautiful back air. I will say that straight up. So well done. The edge guard is, you want to full hop and then react to an option. You kind of panicked here. Hey Gibby.
I think where I do that turnaround there, I think that was meant to be earlier. I was meant to turn around, grab, forward throw probably.
Oh, here?
Yeah. I just stand and freeze and I try and turn around and grab. But I'm too late on it.
I think if you, in that situation, it's kind of like you probably could have forward smashed, but you kind of had to like kind of read that he would side B on the platform, and that wouldn't cover him going straight to ledge. So I would have avoided that, as well as that forward smash is really slow. It's like frame 12, 14. That's too slow to reasonably catch something like Falco's side B, which is a pretty hard reaction in its own right because of how fast it is. If you do the full hop, so like do a full, like an empty full hop before you dash back, and when he goes underneath the stage, and then you can react, and then if he does a side B like here, you can just don't fast fall and neutral air it. And if he does go to ledge, you can also nair that or down air that on
Would because he doesn't shorten it here, wouldn't reverse nair let him grab ledge?
Well, I say this that you wouldn't have your back turned to him in the first place.
Oh, right.
So you would be, the best idea is actually be facing Falco, and then neutral air on when you see the flash, and if he doesn't up B, for example, and you do the full hop, then you can just drift over to him and fair him. That would have been a dead Falco. So yeah, missed opportunity on the edge guard. Lasers, yeah, standard Falco stuff. I would avoid ledge dashing, just straight up. Ledge dash with Puff kind of sucks. I know she has like a good invincibility window when she does like a perfect wave dash, but it's generally not worth it because you're grounded. That's not the place where she really wants to be, like most of the time. The better idea would be shallow back airs and just try and fight your way back onto the stage, or AC down airs if he's being too antsy, trying to whack you. And in this position, once you do have stage, your next part that you want to do is actually against Falco is just go to plat. Because plat is just so broken. It's so good. So decent forward air. Probably could have got it back throw, but it worked. The fair is perfectly fine. The empty forward air, like this full hop would have been nice if you were facing him. Because as always, neutral air is frame 6. It's much better trying to use that to react to a side B than, as well as the fact that it's a sex kick. Better to use that than Puff's back air, which is frame 9 and only lasts for like 3-4 frames at most. I think it's 4 frames. So yeah, it's like you're basically losing 3 frames at startup, and you're only having like 4 frames total that you can hit him, which is a far too hard window to do mid side B. Nice call out on the double laser, and then free edge guard. Lovely. So yeah, good job on the first stock.
Already 1 stock in.
Yep. Yeah, it's 51 minutes into the stream. This is what happens when you get me to do analysis. It's like, I think with me and Fade, I think we took like an hour and a half just to get through game 1. Because like game 1 is where all the neutral interactions happen, and there's just so much to talk about. But once game 1 is over, it's like everything else is like just comparing it to game 1, and the cons. Like, I won't have to explain the concepts again, like I did at the very start.
Yeah, you won't have to talk about like hourglass.
Yeah, like I don't have to bring that shit up. You have the mental image in your head. I don't need to talk about it again. Unless it's like a specific situation, but we can go over that in like 10 seconds and then we move on. Lovely. So, this interaction I think was super sick. Like, that was like this wave dash in at 6:57 was like such a call out. Like, Jesus Christ.
I love doing that. It makes Puff Scrap be actually okay, because she can wave dash in and then she has her grab. Because like when she's in shield normally she's like back facing.
I mean, I'm just
like neutral.
Fair. I was just gonna say I'm just genuinely impressed. Like, Jesus. It's such, like, you're 138 and your idea is just to wave dash in. Like, the fucking balls on you. And you got the kill. Like, Jesus. Like, this was a fantastic stock. Like, well done. Like sincerely, well done.
Thank you.
I think, as well as I'm thinking like this wave dash in is kind of similar to how you would deal with Marth, where you like run in shield sort of idea. Because if you run in shield against Marth, you kind of screw up at his spacing, and then if you screw up his spacing, that's you like if he does like a short hop fair, like a rising one, that's like -17 on block. You can technically rest it if his spacing was that dire.
I use wave dashing sometimes when I'm at like hypersense against him as well, because you CC side B until like 160, and if he's trying to call out a drifting back air, you go underneath the up tilt and you can sometimes rest it.
Puff is busted.
I know.
Yeah, I'm just like, this was such a call out. Well, like, absolute props once again. Can't say it enough. That was great. And then you fuck it up by doing this roll. You know, this is actually. See, once he. Like, if you, like, re grab the ledge, and. This is like. When he's this close to the ledge, and you're on the ledge, this is actually a good time to do an AC down air.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is the time where AC down air is like really kind of threatening. So think about throwing that in every now and again. If he's further away, maybe past like this second metal part of battlefield, like the ring, I guess. Like that's probably not so great to do an AC down air because he can easily just run back, and if you fully commit to the drift forward, then you're punishable. You can remedy. You can sort of fix it by not auto canceling, by edge canceling again, and then re-grabbing. But it's kind of like putting a plaster. Well,
yeah, he'd be able to like dash back AC there, and it would just kill you.
Yeah, it's kind of like you just kind of have to play your cards right, and to be very conservative with the way you get back onto stage. Outside of that, yeah, don't do these rules. You've done so many of these really bad neutral get-ups and roll get-ups that if you just replace them with AC down airs, shallow back airs, and you would have such an easier time getting back on stage. So yeah, I would say this kind of neutral air wasn't. So this neutral air at 643 or 644, I should say. I would say it's not the wrong idea. You kind of want to be doing neutral airs when he's in this situation where he's like running back a little and shooting the gun. I think the problem is that it's kind of hard to. It's like you're too high. So when you do it, he can react to the neutral air and just space all that little bit outside of it. I think if you kind of did it, for example, like either like from a full hop sort of idea, if you were grounded and then do a full hop there, it would have been better, or just do the neutral air just slightly lower. It would have been better. Even then, the platforms on Battlefield are quite long, so the plats actually probably might have been able to screw you over in that regard, but for other stages where the platforms don't really cover him just as well, it's an idea to look into and just tighten these neutral airs up. Because, like I said, the idea is good. It's just the execution, I guess. Yeah. I think you could probably par shield that laser, maybe. It was kind of like I know you're kind of reacting. You were trying to hoping he would do another high aerial, but it's kind of hard to out-scramble Falco at this point. The frame advantage wasn't in your favor, unfortunately. So, one thing I do want to say really quickly: 742 got up thrown, SDI up the lasers. Because you kind of, it looked like kind of SDI'd like to like left or right. Well, in this case, right. Just SDI lasers up all the time. Like they all I can really do is like either forward air or up air, which are not very good at low percent, and if he does it at like 80-90, then he doesn't have a kill confirm. That's why Frenzy never does up throws against me. He always do down throws. Because he can't touch me he can't kill me with a up throw up air.
Right.
So
if you just SDI out, there's nothing.
yeah, no DI, SDI up, very little Falco can get off of it. So yeah, you kind of took so much unnecessary damage in that regard. 41% just because you SDI'd to the right, the lasers. Kind of rough. Bad approach. You did the jump to too far away. Instead, if you kind of like ran forward and shielded, you probably might have been able to like get a shield drop up air or shield drop forward air on the descent. But since you committed to the full hop, it was like you kind of had to outspace it with the back air. Like the 636, you had to rest. All right, so I think you kind of had to rest if you want to make the most of that neutral air. It was kind of like it would have been a hard rest to, like, it's kind of hard rest to justify because you wouldn't die for it. But that's kind of like...
I mean, wouldn't he hit because he's trying to shine me? He'd be dying down.
Let's see if I rewind it back. So you get the neutral air. I think he... So probably could have got a rest, but it would have been tight. It would have been kind of hard. You got the right hit for a rest to be usable, because it's just the fact that he won't die immediately. Like, he would have to spectacularly fuck up the DI on the rest to die. But yeah. But outside of that, that's how Nair rest works. It's just you get the side hit as opposed to the high hit. Going for the grab. You probably might have died, maybe. I don't know if Force Smash would kill at 70 out the top platform. If you get like the weird hitbox that hits you straight up.
Yeah.
You maybe might have lived, I don't know. Run that through I need data. I'm just the one who just yells at people at this point. So just really quickly, remember I told you about you know I told you just run forward if you're gonna approach for the platform. If you think that Falco is gonna attack you on the platform, then wave dash back, because here it would have been a grab at 632 if you just wave dash back in this situation. And if he kind of does like a short hop down air, it would have been fine, because then you just shield. I mean, it's still not like preferable, but it's like it's fine. You're at 70%. You're not gonna die to anything. You're not even gonna die to anything at this percent. So it's perfectly fine. Don't like the fact that you use forward air when Falco's just up tilting on the platform. Switch to back air, because you can't really challenge Falco very well with forward air. No disjoint. So, and if you also switched to back air, you probably would have been able to deal with his up tilt spam a lot easier too. Even though it still wouldn't be, it's kind of hard to justify doing it unless you kind of get the tempo of it.
Yeah, so, I think I was trying to read a like platform drop or something, like him going down, so I just left out a constant hitbox. Yeah,
I think going to grab, going to ledge would actually be quite fine in that regard. Just, you have the lead, just play with it. I think that's my main criticism of this of this first game is that you didn't really play your lead very well.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of like still tried to went in despite being a very comfortable 2 stocks up.
Mm.
This fair was really dangerous. I think you could have up. You probably could have tried to up air him instead of forward air, but it worked out. You somehow got the right spacing to live, and that forward smash was really sad. So yeah, switch to back air when you're on the ledge, and just be careful. 77. It looked like you just missed the DI. I think you're probably trying to jump out of the situation. Yeah, and you weren't expecting the forward smash. In this situation, look into light shielding actually. Falco's shield pressure is not as scary as you think it is. So you can just light shield and all he can do is grab. But if you can SDI up throw, then he really doesn't have anything he can really threaten Puff with a grab.
Right.
It's really nice. So light shield, and then if he does something like a forward smash, he just knocks you to ledge. Big whoop. Just play with the ledge. What's he gonna do?
Yeah, to be fair, there's not much.
So, yeah. Forward smash was quite unfortunate. Just missed the DI. It was just quite sad. I think this back air, this double jump back air, I think, like, I can understand when you were trying to go for a jump. At least that's in my head. I'm kind of thinking you're trying to catch a jump. If you change this back air to an up air, then this situation becomes so much more scarier for Falco. It still wouldn't be the right call, but if he jumped and you did an up air, that's a dead Falco. Most likely. Unless he gets some stupid like slide off DI or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, something really dumb. He was probably dead. If he was dash dancing like this, you're probably better just fall it like just doing like a low down, like low back air or like a tomahawk grab sort of idea. Either or would have been pretty good. They were definitely were the right call if he stayed grounded, which he did. But yeah, and if he did jump, do the up air instead of the back air. At 26 for sure, because he doesn't get knocked down until like 38 or 37 or something like that. That's with the fresh back air. So that's when you should start doing more back airs. When he like only do the back airs in that situation when he's in knockdown is I guess what I'm trying to say. And if he is in up air. Very long-winded way of saying it. But got there. Miss Spacey up air. Kind of wish you didn't bite on this. It's kind of hard to deal with it, but you're better just sitting pretty on the platform.
How do you get out of that thing? Can't you just keep up tilting?
If he's just up tilting, you can like react to it and then like full hop away. I personally wouldn't challenge it because it's really hard to do so. I think the other thing you can do is just wait on the platform. Don't even when he's underneath a platform like this, the platform's still better for you than it is for him. if he, like, for example, if he jumped and did like a shine waveland grab, you can grab him after the shine. Like that's like pretty. That's something that would be a good idea to think about. You can grab him after the shine and during the waveland.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty damn dope.
Would you not have invincibility from the air dodge?
No, because when he does the waveland, it's like he'll probably only have like a. Well, I suppose in like the fairy freak situation where he has like 1 or 2 frames of invincibility, and that's exactly when you do the grab. Maybe, but that's a extremely small window. That's a smaller window than Puff getting under Marth's dash grab with a jump squat. That's a small, actually, in a similar vein and more relevant for this matchup, that's a smaller window than Puff jump cancelling grab Falco's shine. That's a thing I only just learned very recently. You can, if you, a well-timed jump cancel, like a well-timed jump squat by Puff goes under shine.
What?
Yeah. Falco sucks.
This character's broken.
Falco, yes. Because her jump squat goes lower than her crouch.
How like well timed are we talking? Is this like frame perfect? Or is this actually doable?
It's I mean she go so what how long's her jump squat? 5 frames?
5. Yeah, 5.
2, 3, 4 are I'm pretty sure frames 2, 3, and 4 are lower than her crouch.
Holy shit.
Probably could rest it. Imagine resting that. Imagine resting Falco's shine because he went under it with your jump squat.
Oh my god.
Puff should do that more often against Marth as well when he tries to dash grab you.
Yeah, you could just JC rest it. Oh my god, this character is insane.
I love Puff, man.
It's so fucking stupid.
This game sucks. Do you mind if I go to the bathroom real quick?
Yes.
Alright, thank you. Oh, fair enough.
It's fine, go.
Even ring it because it goes silent after 10 o'clock.
You need to fix that.
Oh no.
Alright, let's go.
Oh well. Sorry about that. Hello?
Hello.
Alright. Apologies for that. I've been drinking a lot of water. He is pretty damn solidly at this time.
Big true.
Oh yeah, we were laughing about Puff's jump squat being busted.
Yeah.
So yeah, so Falco's trying on your shield. If he tries to do that, just jump at him.
That's so stupid.
I can lock it now. Yeah,
I'm labbing that later. There's gotta be a way that just doesn't work.
Puff is busted. I think where's a JC grab? Yeah. Even this is how I found it. It's in Alex's jump cancel grab after he aerials your shield will avoid the shine. That's in his Puff Falco notes.
That's so I can't get over that. This matchup, this character, this game.
I will say it's like I'm at the point of this time where I think Falco is technically a better character than Puff. Then I think of this shit and be like, like, just in a vacuum, Puff is so much better than Falco. Like, Jesus Christ. Why does she have to have two losing 6-4 matchups? It's so depressing.
I know, everything else she just wins free.
Well, I would say Falco and Falcon are like even matchups, but they're like the easiest the easiest even matchups I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, it's like it's really hard for them, but it's even.
Yeah.
Alright.
Puffs. I just love this character.
Same.
Alright, so let's get.
That's enough of that. That's enough of that.
Yeah, let's. We can just be gushing about Puff all night. I think we're on course of taking exactly the same amount of time of finishing Fade's first game when I did my stream with him, because we're approaching the hour and a half mark. It's great. So yeah, don't bite. So on topic, don't bite Falco when he's up tilting below you. Just don't bite it. If you see the up tilt, shield it. If he does a second up tilt, just full hop away. Just do it when you're expecting it. If he doesn't do it, you just hold shield. It's pretty nice. Like if you held shield in this situation, you probably would have been able to punish this down air, because this down air is actually poorly spaced. It's so bad. Like, oh my god. Like, just shield drop.
Yeah, he's drifting in.
Yeah. Actually, he's not even drifting at all. Barely.
Yeah, just shield drop off it.
And that probably would have been the kill. Character's busted. Alright, so I think I have a few things. Okay, this neutral air was really bad. This one was way too high. Like, you started this neutral air at the same height as the top plat. Pretty bad. You did do the drift back. I think your immediate response was the shield, which I think was the wrong call. When you press shield, you no longer have access to crouch, which is kind of a big deal when you're dealing with Falco's lasers. So the idea is that you can duck under every single one of his lasers, and then you can power shield the low ones, and then the high lasers you can actually dash under. So you can dash under, you can wave dash under a bunch. What does I remember? There's a bunch of stuff that Puff can do in the back. Yeah, so crouch power, like in the just to go over the grounded lasers, is crouch power shield mid or low, wave dash under lasers, dash under high, and if you do get hit, just SDI out of the way. If you're aerial, you SDI either away or down. Down's quite nice. You only get 4 frames of landing lag as opposed to like 12 frames of hit stun. It's pretty dope. Probably could punish him if he tries to do something stupid. Pretty damn nice.
Because then if they go in with like basically anything, there's 8 more frames to play with than they expect, so you can just probably grab them.
Yeah, you're probably gonna have the frame advantage at that point. And this whole matchup is just a big tug of war with frame advantage. That's why I always say it's a rhythm game. And this is why and if it's a rhythm game, there's no way you could really say that one character has the advantage over the other, in my opinion.
It's a player thing.
Exactly, yeah. So the light shield is great on the Shine, because that kind of made it a little like that kind of neutered his shield pressure quite a lot. When you just do light shield on his aerials and light shield on his Shine. Pardon me. I think you were kind of a bit too antsy to get you were kind of greedy with trying to get the shield grab here. Sometimes when you see a down air like that, you need to assume they're probably going to space it backwards, unless the Falco actually does suck. Which I wouldn't say Mortal sucks at all, to be honest. He seems quite good. So yeah, try to respect these down airs when because Falcos will when I say would I meant to say will probably just fade back fit, and you kind of have to respect it as opposed to just trying to be greedy. Be greedy when they do something dumb, but just know when they can be dumb. And if they do be dumb, I'm trying to find the right words for this, because I think I've kind of talked myself into a hole here.
When they do something stupid, be greedy.
Yeah, but don't rely on them being stupid.
Yeah.
Because
it's an option, not a game plan.
Yeah, because this grab was you kind of assume that he'll do something stupid, because he has been doing a lot of high aerials on shields so far, granted, but you can't always just assume it that he'll do it all the time or not space it. And that's basically all I need to say about that one. Nice pond. RTC rest. This was a stock. The up air was a bit too early as well. So I know it's a bit more unorthodox, but you kind of want to make sure that you recognize the situations where an RTC rest can happen. And this was one of those times.
I think because Falco's tech roll is so long, and it's I was at the very left side of the stage and he was taking away. I think I was just hard covering the ones next to me. And I was thinking I'm not gonna have time to get to the one over there, so I'll just hard cover these.
But you actually do. It's actually quite easy to do so, because you have to remember that the platforms help you an awful lot, even if he has to DI straight on near the edge of the plat. It's still absolutely worth going for.
Right.
Because one, it's guaranteed. Two, if you do land, he's at 39. If you do land, he's guaranteed death, and if you miss, you're at 43. Who gives a fuck? Could Falco slide off if that up air hit? That's also a good point. Thanks, Alec. Like, Mordo probably could have slide off.
Mm-hmm.
So the RTC, like the res, was the 100% correct thing to do in the situation.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, practice. So that's your other homework. Practice the RTC res and try and practice the more unorthodox ones. So your pounds, your up, like not just up throw, but your pounds onto platform, your practice even back air, back air into RTC res.
I usually just go for resting the ones close and then back air the tech away, because then you get like an edge guard.
Yeah.
If I start playing people who slide off,
yeah,
it's going to become a lot less efficient.
Yeah, and more people are doing slide off the eyes a lot more these days.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of need to try and adjust your game plan to accommodate such changes. And rest is just a nuclear option that just beats it.
Mm-hmm.
So said this down air was up airable. Yeah, this was. Like, I see this down air because you didn't fast fall, which was quite interesting. If you did, instead of this back air, you kind of delayed your up air just a little bit, that actually would have hit. Like, this situation is the optimal time to do an up air against Falco. Like, you couldn't picture a more beautiful time to up air. Because you're both, and the reason for that is you're both falling. It's so, like, Puff's up air actually just flat out beats Falco's down air. Don't even have to trade it at all. But it's only reliable when you're both falling. Because of the way, like, hitboxes move and whatnot, when you have them out by moving away, kind of, like, sort of stretches it out slightly. So it's that kind of idea that makes up air become a super good anti-air against Falco. Because if you did an up air in this situation, that was a dead bird again. Okay, that was, I don't even know if that was high or not. It was a weird down air. Kind of. I mean, he couldn't shine it because you were far too far away.
I think I was just badly spaced.
Yeah, that's kind of strange. This was just an instant up throw though. Don't pummel. Just instantly up throw. If he misses the DI, he's dead. And I think if he missed DI, that would have been a platform tech chase. Or I think you probably could have rested it flat out if you were gutsy enough to do it that way. If he DI'd fully behind you, that was the back air, and because that causes a knockdown, that's him in a much worse position. And if he DI'd forward, then up air. But you have to do the 2-frame dash in the first place. So, either way, they were all fantastic. Like, up throw was just strictly better than the back throw. And kind of, you got the air dodge. I think he kind of screwed up the air dodge idea. But the idea, so it's like if he can double jump the ledge, it's like a 50-50. where he either double jumps to ledge or he double jumps up and then air dodges up, and Puff can't really reasonably cover both, not on reaction. I did try. Had the idea of like teeter canceling down air at the edge, so that would clip him trying to double jump straight to ledge, but trying to position yourself after the air dodge would have been really weird and awkward. So I don't know. It sounds more fun in my head than it's probably practically worth doing.
And you can only teeter cancel on FOD.
No, you can teeter cancel on any stage.
Can you? I swear it's because of the like the grass at the edge of it.
Well, I mean, oh, are you not talking about like some sort of turnaround thing with the grass? Because it changes your.
Oh right, yeah.
You can teeter cancel on any ledge that you're facing.
Right. I was thinking of the like teeter drop grab ledge thing.
Oh yeah. Well, it's teeter cancel is like you probably would know, but in case someone who's the two people that are watching currently don't know, it's just a harder version of an edge cancel. Definitely worth doing with down air, by the way. That's a 2020 strat. Teeter cancel down airs. I was playing around with it earlier. I think it was yesterday. Just messing around trying to do teeter cancels. And you can technically, although unreliably, combo teeter cancel down air into up smash or rest or up tilt. At 0. Yeah, that's right, Alec. So you can only do it when you're facing the ledge. Well, facing the edge, I should say, not ledge. The two different things. So yeah, you can only do it when you're facing the edge. So you get this about to fall off one, but that instantly cancels out any landing lag that you do, and you're grounded as well. I have a feeling that Axe did it against. He did like either a down air teeter cancel up smash on Hungry Box at Genesis. I want to say either this year or last year. I can't remember. I vaguely remember him doing it on H-Box at Genesis, so it was disgusting. But yeah, going off topic again. I'm sorry, this is how game 1 takes like an hour and a half. I just ramble sometimes. But Puff is just so cool. She's just so stupid. So yeah, teeter cancel 2020. Chibster, do teeter cancels down. Teeter cancel downer.
Yep.
It's very hard and probably not worth your time doing now, but still do it. It's cool. I'm busted. Alright. So I wasn't too sure if I don't know if I was crazy about the drift in, but it kind of worked. Because you got the grab. If you kind of like change these short hops into like full hops, you would have an easier time just reacting to him, because at that point you had to react that he was going to side B at that moment of time and just bared him in order to get the stock there. But if you like full hop, you probably turn around first and then full hop, you would have had a bit more time just to gauge where he was going to go. I know, like, that's probably going to be like basically nearly every edge guard situation in this set, to be honest, but just something to keep an eye out. Play around with it when you do get the chance to, when you play another Falco again.
Mhm.
in a decent connection.
Oh, that's a tough one in Quantum.
Yeah. Alright. Yep. Back closer to the platform ledge. Nice escape. If this would have been really good if he was closer. Like if he was kind of like this, kind of like wave land off the edge and descending back air. This would have been excellent if he was closer. But because he was on the far end, you couldn't really reasonably do it. So yeah, so just keep that in mind. If he like yeah, if he was closer, yes, but here, no. But definitely keep this tool in the back pocket because it is very good. I had a grab. That was a high aerial. Okay, he has been doing a lot of high aerials this game so far. I think I said that shield was trash. I think, yeah, that full hop also kind of didn't really help you in that regard. I think when you got that forward air, you kind of have to assume that he'll just grab ledge for free because there's no way you can get to him fast enough to edge guard him on reaction. So just assume that he's just going to grab ledge. And then against double laser. I will also say this position, it's good against double laser, but it's bad against ledge dash. You can, like I think Alex's strat is you can power shield the second laser and then grab him for it. But the problem with that is just you kind of have to. It's like because you're so close to him on the ledge, it just instantly loses the wave in that ledge dash. Pretty sad.
Yeah, I hate dealing with good ledge dashes.
Alright, that fill yeah, ledge dashes suck. That fill up was excellent. I think you could probably change these back airs in the center stage by going to plat reset. This is kind of where I say like this is like one of those situations where plat reset was just strictly better than keeping center. It's just one of like Falco's probably the only character where that's the case. It's just you kind of it's like whether or not do you want to deal with laser. You know. So, I'm trying to think. Do I have any? I do have a few notes for a few things here. So, 52. What happened to 52? No, maybe I has an idea, but I don't know. That was a light shield on the the descending backer that he did. Just light shielded.
When your shield's that small, are you even going to be able to get a big enough light shield?
Yeah. It also helps if you angle your shield upwards as well. But yeah, light shield in general just kind of fucks with Falcon. Not Falcon, Falco. Like, it's kind of sad, really.
Is Shine's too small?
Yeah. I will say the plat reset here was great. I don't know about running off the platform. I think it's just you being antsy. That Falco's just underneath you. I can tell you now, you're fine. You just have to have better execute. You just need to execute the idea better. Because there are things that he can do, but you do have counterplay to most of them. So it's perfectly fine. Just keep your wits about you. Because it's harder to deal with him underneath you there than he is center stage, for example. Even though the situations are fundamentally similar. So yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm just mostly scared of them doing like a short hop back air as soon as I try and do anything.
It's fine. You can just shield it. And remember that Falco doesn't have the same firepower that Fox has. So that can put your mind at ease a lot more. Oh yeah. No recognition on the forward smash. It was a weird forward smash, to be fair, but just kind of want to make sure that you have the awareness for anything, really. Just like I said, don't rely on him fucking up like that. This was a down air. 534 when you do like a full hop, and he's actually angling his shield. Like, if you did an up air here, I wouldn't be mad, because it was actually would be kind of nice too. But when he's above 70%, just like really just any character that's over 70%, just you can fish for down air a lot safer. It's really nice. And he even generously tilted his shield up as well, just asking to get poked and grabbed. Don't even actually, one sec, that might have actually been that could technically be a forward smash as well, since it starts comboing at 103. Probably not worth doing, but it's
It'll be super tight.
Yeah, because you kind of have to like gamble a little bit with the way that down air works, because it's like frames 5, 6, and then the next hitbox is 9, 10. So if you hit on frame 5, and then you have like 3 dead frames after that, where you can basically lose like up to like 3 frames, even if you do a frame perfect forward smash. It's like, well, rip, I guess.
Yeah, yikes.
Yeah. But that's something to practice. Their forward smash is really good against fast fallers. Super good. Well, the forward smash was a bit desperate there, but you had frame advantage, so I can't fault you too much. 529 was a down air from either full hop or top plat, and it's better just to get out of the way if you're grounded. If you're already in the air at that moment of time, you could probably try and up air it. Maybe a bit riskier if he was on top plat as opposed to a full hop, since he could have timed whenever he would fall if he was on top plat. So, but in general, just better to stay out of the way if you're directly underneath him. Just wave dash out of the way. Just suit away, I guess. Nice back air on the spacing. Full hop, full up towards, and then you could have reacted to that. I think that forward air was really dodgy. Like, you never want to do these really, like, these fade in forward airs. They are actually really desperate.
Yeah, I think I was desperate. I think I was just panicking.
Yeah. It can't.
Stocks up, and now we're almost equal.
Yeah. You just kind of have to hold your nerve. Remember, if you do feel too antsy, just go straight to plat. Just instantly. Don't even think about it. You'll probably lose if he preemptively read it. But yeah, that would have been a really hard read. And you could probably try and cover yourself with a rising backer as well, just to keep your backside covered. really bad spacing. That was really bad. We'll take this, I guess, the SD.
Take those.
Yeah. Thank God you don't homie stock. Recognize the hit and fade back. Okay. Bad neutral get up. Okay, yes. Recognize that you get the hit then fade back. Remember, just get ready to punish the immediate counter hit.
I think I go for nair grab, like regardless of what kind of nair I'm hitting.
Yeah,
my main
it's
floor habit.
Yeah, I kind of do have a. I did have a similar bad habit against Triff at Valhalla, and that was kind of rough. You kind of just have to. Sometimes it's kind of like, it's like all habits are like comfort. They're your comfort option, but sometimes they're just strictly the wrong option to do. And this was one of them. This was kind of unfortunate. I think you kind of wave dash too. I think you're probably like gonna jump away or wave dash, but I think it was just too slow, and your shield was just so tiny. It's kind of rough. When you're high percent, that's especially the time to go to plat.
I think the wave dash in, I was trying to get a similar play to the one earlier. I was trying to read a like high fade back there, and get a grab off it.
Okay. I think. Oh yeah. 458 was a situation very similar to the one at the very start of the game. Remember when you got the back, like the short hop back air, and then you drifted back? Yeah, this was another grab. That probably would have won you the game as well. Yeah, that was too low to grab. To get the shield grab. And then he killed himself. Sick.
Clutch ball.
Yeah. But you see what I mean about looking for those situations when you do get the poke?
I'm going too far back. I'm trying to like punish them with a like spaced back air.
And the idea isn't wrong. Like full hop back air is the right idea, but you kind of like, you have to remember that the full hop back air is a low risk, low reward option. And Puff is not the character that really wins just exclusively doing those kinds of options. And why should you? Because the best thing about the character is the extremely high risks, extremely high reward game rest option. So sometimes you're just gonna have to put on your big boy pants like you did with the wave dash in. Why am I saying pants like an American? But you know what I mean. Just man up and fucking do the super high risk option and kill him for it. Because that was like right, if you just wave dash back and got the grab, beautiful. That would have been the game. Miss a DI, straight up rested. If he DI to the plats, RTC rest. End of the game. And it was a very well, I mean, I won't say you didn't deserve the win, because if he SD'd twice, that would have been, I mean, you still technically deserve it, but it would have been nice just to be like, hell yeah, I'm good, you know?
I just pressured him so hard, he couldn't take it.
We'll just
These are mind games.
We'll just say that in our heads.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, that was an hour and 49 minutes. So I'm so sorry about that.
It's be fair, there's a lot of good stuff in there.
Thank you. I can guarantee you now, it's gonna be a lot easier going through games 2 and 3. We could probably bust out both of them really quickly. Game 2, I kind of looked more like game 2. I kind of explained most of the concepts, and then game 3, I just went exclusively on punish. Like I didn't really talk about neutral very much because there wasn't really more interesting things to say, I guess. I think because he didn't really change much in gameplay. The only major change that Mordo done in games 2 and 3 is he started to do back air more. And the only thing to be said about Falco's back air is it's exclusively an execution test. It's very similar to Sheik's back air. Is like the only reason why you're getting hit by Falco's back air is like 95% 95% entirely your fault as the puff main. You just need to fix your spacing.
Hourglass.
Yeah, pretty much. And if you think about if you consciously think about the hourglass, then you can avoid the back air, and then his damage from that becomes a lot limited. Still has to go for it sometimes because his back air is nearly impossible to directly challenge. Like, very much like Falcon's back air. Like, even though in theory it loses, you can beat both moves out with Puff's back air, but it's so hard. It's just not near. In Falcon's case, I think it is. Like the hitbox, like the disjoint that Puff wins is incredibly small on against Falcon. So yeah, it's just an execution test. Catch him either on the way up, which is actually how you beat short up laser if you're in the unreactable zone, and try and either do that or you whiff punish and hit him on his landing. Both require, of course, catching onto his temple. Like I said, it's because this matchup is like as always, and I'll keep repeating this till the cows come home. It's a rhythm game. So yeah, that's going into game 2. Same situation. He drops down from platform again with this kind of like anti-air laser, and you kind of don't bite and just go straight up, which is perfectly fine. Pretty good. Nair was also too high again, because you can see that he just like once he saw you drifting down, like look how far he goes back to avoid it. He barely goes anywhere, but it's like in the perfect spot just to grab you for it. So yeah, I think it would be better if you had your back turned, because then you can threaten with back air, which is always nice. Better range and whatnot. And then you can start, and then once you land the back air, you can drift back and then try and catch his immediate counter hit. STI up the laser. Think. Well, the neutral air kind of worked that time.
He just stood still.
Yeah. Technically, it's better to get him when he is lasering than when he is grounded. But at 0%, he can't crouch cancel it, because it's a Sakurai angle. think forwarder and backer also has Sakurai angles too, so they can't be crouch cancelled at 0. It's kind of nice to know. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting about ASDI down. Could have SCI down. Yeah, I think Alec might have been right. He could have SCI down. He just couldn't crouch cancel. So you get the grab. Don't pummel. Pummel's bad. Against spaces you don't want to pummel at all. But we got the picture. As always, if he DIs far forward, 2-frame dash up air. Sometimes it happens, Alec. Alright. Upon if you're not confident in going for the up air, you could probably go for the 50-50. One thing I do want you to do instead is because you do this quite often, is that you go for the read with the jab reset as opposed to reacting to it. You want to cut out reads when you can cover the option with the reaction. Falco's tech roll is a bit longer, so it's kind of harder to catch him, but you can still catch like tech in place, tech roll in, and miss tech on reaction.
Right.
So if he did like a miss tech, of course, you could just jab reset. If he teched in place, you could probably rest this. Either that or you'd go for another grab if you weren't confident in the rest. And if he rolled back, you could either back air or rest it.
You could probably grab both of those without even dashing, couldn't you?
That's
also turn around and grab would do tech in.
That's also true, probably.
Yeah, that's probably less commitment.
Yeah. But remember, if you can get a rest, it's probably a good idea to try and go for it, you know? Because that could be the difference between you getting another super early stock in game 1 and Mortals having to play on the back foot again. Scroll down. Yeah, Alec, getting the lead early is busted in this MU. Absolutely. Like, as well as, like, even if Falco gets the early lead, it's kind of hard for Puff to claw her way back.
Because Falco doesn't need to really commit.
Yeah. So, like, it's on, like, the onus is on Puff to get through Falco's laser spam, which is much harder when, like, she can still do it, but it's like, more work. Fuck Falco.
It's getting broken.
Yeah. I would say good spacing around the shine. I mean, it's still the unoptimal thing that you, like, an unoptimal way of getting the grab, but I'm glad you got the grab anyways. The difference between a great player and a good player is that the great player will always get his punishes. The difference between a good player and a bad player is that the good player knows how to pick up his scraps. That's how I always like to think about it. And yes, Alec, true fuck Falco. Blessed. Alright, you actually got the full hop back air, so really well done. That's not easy. You weren't anticipating the ledge cancel though. I think if you could, you probably... I would have done a drift back, so double jump, drift back, back air. I think that would have been the best call, because if he, like for example, tried to be cheeky and double jump there, it probably might have traded. I'm at
That's a much worse position for me.
Because if you drop down like that and they did the down air, you're probably dead. If he either get the clean hit on the double jump, that probably would have been an easy edge guard, because that's a Falco with no double jump. If he traded, you would have hit the ground without being in knockdown, and you would just be grounded as opposed to it being in the air for the edge guard, which is probably even better. And if you air dodge, you've probably been able to re-grab and just do a back throw. I don't know. I think those are the situations that would appear in my head, at least. I think that's probably how I would play it. Just double jump back air while doing it on stage, of course. Kind of weird though. Like, I don't blame you for not catching this, because this is a weird situation.
I think he was going for the ledge cancel up B.
Yeah. Mordo was going for the ledge cancel up B?
Yeah.
Oh, so how? I'm trying to think how that would work. I have no idea. Oh well. I was really sad that you got the Phantom. Like, this Phantom made me so sad. Because if that was a reverse hit, that would have been him dead. I think this back... Oh, I will say this back air was kind of bad. I think he had ample time to get around it. And just punish you for it.
I think I should have double jumped and just platform reset.
Yeah, or something. It was just... Or, like, just do a lower back air. Like, don't be scared to, like, just commit to drift in. Because if you, drift back if you think that he might do preemptively. But then you'll just lose your grind to back air. So... But if you instead just drift in, you probably would have been able to catch any dashbacks. So just something to keep in mind. That was a light shield to avoid the shield poke. Don't like this drifting in at all. If you get a hit, you want to make sure that you kind of like recognize that you got the hit. And then act accordingly, because if you drift in like this, it's a shine back air or something like that. So probably could have been approached from this from a bit closer, but we went over that so many times. Second fair cost you. The second fair, once you get the first fair, you want to be thinking, because you can't react to roll away, so you want to be thinking, how do I beat tech? You want to start thinking about, how do I beat tech in place? How do I deal with miss tech, and how do I deal with tech roll back, tech roll in on reaction? What can I do it on reaction? I think you absolutely could do it on reaction. And then what can I do on tech roll away on a read? I think I'm still kind of like shaky if you can react to tech roll away and punish it correctly.
I don't think in this situation I could. I think I'd just be like quite heavy in frame advantage.
Yeah, it's fair enough. But in that case, then think about how you would do it if you read it. Because there are times where you can't react to everything, but you want to make sure that you have an option for when you do read it. So yeah, I think so. If you have that knowledge of what to do, then you wouldn't like waste opportunities when you like doing the second fair. You can just go straight for the punish. And that's just that really is just becoming more aware of those kind of weird situations. That was an AC dare if I've ever seen one, as opposed to the fair. The fair, like, never do fair from the ledge, never do pound, and never do fair. Just back air and dare. That's really all you need. Neutral air. That edge guard was so dumb. That was kind of the right idea. It's just kind of unfortunate that it sent him backwards.
I think Nair would have been better there because it's got like a more protruding forwards hitbox, like downwards. Sorry.
Yeah.
So it would have pushed him forward rather than going behind and then hitting one of the inside hitboxes.
I think that would probably work as well. Yeah. On a side note, Nair is actually quite good at shield poking characters on the platform. Just throwing that out there. That's kind of funny. But yeah, you're when I say probably, I mean you're most likely right. The Nair was the better. Nair probably would have knocked him out, like, off stage. But outside of that, the full hop was lovely. That part of it was good. So, and once you start doing those full hops more, then you'll more likely see the returns of them. They're also really good against Fox as well. And it's actually easier on Fox because of the side B is slower.
Especially on Netflix.
Of course, yeah. Oh yeah, I don't know if down air would have hit him here, but if it hit, that would have been the better aerial. I just don't know if I don't know if this was like too far away, because like down air doesn't have the best horizontal hitbox. But if it did, it would have been great. It's like just one of those things. But the fair was fine. You just kind of have to like respect the ledge option, which I think this distance here is actually really good. This distance away is because you can, I think, you probably could react to double laser from ledge. And you probably might be able to react to ledge dash, and you're kind of in the safe position where you can probably reasonably deal with both. You beat double laser with like dash attack or back air or power shield grab, the second laser, and you beat ledge dash by full hopping. So yeah. This time, too shallow of a short hop. Kind of happens. Nice back air. You do a neutral get up and that costed you. Better just to refresh, because he's too high to hit when you're like from where you were. So you could probably like refresh and then gauge what he would do. But you got the back air on the side B, so that makes up for it. So good job. Alright, this is what I want to see you more. I want to see you do more of these shallow back airs. Because these are really good. Like, this is lovely. That's a lovely back air. Good job. That neutral air sucks. Stop doing them. So, more of the bear, less of the nair. Probably would have been a better idea to grab ledge, but in this situation it's fine because he kind of decided to jump for whatever reason. Here, just... Yeah, you could either shield or like do a light shield just to create distance, or you could, or if you think you could have like wave dash away, then take it. Hell, even wave land instead of like landing normally and shielding probably would have been the best thing, because Falco's horizontal drift kind of sucks. There's that really ballsy wave dash in. Like, what the fuck? What?
I love doing those.
But this is exactly, like, it's so dope. But if you turn, you turn around, this was lovely. Change this to a full hop. If you full hop, you could have reacted to the fact that he jumped, and then planted a neutral air just as he hits here. Just where his head is, you could just falling neutral air at it, and that was probably a dead bird. Got the pound. That was a back air.
Yeah, I think I don't know if that was probably snapback or something. I
Yeah.
recently got a better controller, but I think this is when I was still using my bad one.
Fair. I mean, when I say fair, I mean bad fair.
Better.
I will say, I think you kind of looked like you got a little bit flustered at that point, dropping the edge guard. It happens. You kind of just have to shake the mistake off and just kind of accept it in a way. It's like, I don't blame you for doing like this kind of panic forward air, because I think because everyone does something stupid like this when they drop something. It's just, I guess, yeah, I guess it's just human nature, I guess. So, I think 58. This forward air was really shallow. Yeah, kind of like he very well, very good on Mortal to like use the whole of the stage, just to avoid the like whatever aerial approach that you were going for. As players get better, they'll much better use this stage. So you kind of have to be prepared for and try and go for the overshoots more often. Thanks, John's dad's son. I love that name, by the way. He has sent a rating with a party of 7.
John's dad's son.
Yeah. Just gonna send him a heart. Thank you. Oh my god. Thanks for the follow. Oh my god. I can actually hear the follower thingy-majiggy. This is exciting, because I never realized the sound comes through my headphones. Alright. You can tell I'm such a boomer. Thanks for the follow, Sans Undertale Poggers. And Lord Lampos. That, yeah. And thank you, F1NN. Hope you are having a lovely night. Oh shit, it's 11:15. We really need to crack on with this. I'm so sorry.
So don't smash up, man.
Yeah. And you're dealing with me. I'll ramble on till the cows come home.
Hey man, it's about Puff. That's cool.
Very fair. Puff is a blessed character. 48. Okay, yeah. So 57. Okay, you kind of. This was. So this jump kind of sucked because you don't have frame advantage. Don't jump when you don't have frame advantage. That's just a general rule with this matchup. So yeah, nothing more. Yeah, if you just SDI up, that's all he gets. Nothing too exciting. And at kill percent, like I said, doesn't get anything. Lovely.
I don't have to die.
I wrote that this is actually why full hop from platform is so good. Where you done the full hop is lovely. This is what, like, no qualms. It's very well done, and this is why full hop from platform is usually better than short hop from platform in this matchup. At least it's just you can get over his full hop aerials and just whack him for it. I think your drift was a little bit off that you couldn't get the tech chase. I think that's just you need to recognize when you can get the combos and when you can't. And if you can get the combo or a tech chase, just go straight for it. And if you can't, just drift away and punish the counter hit. If he tries, so I feel like I was gonna say something more. But I completely forgot what I was gonna say. Shit. So yeah, this was probably like some sort of tech chase situation. You also kind of messed up the. Oh, that's it. Know your knockback percents. That's also your homework. Learn your knockback percents, because once you know your knockback percents, then whatever I say about knowing if your moves are gonna combo or not becomes a lot easier.
Right.
I'll probably actually. Where's I don't care about. Where's Discord? Because there's a no, that's social. Metagame. Where is pins document? Ah, here we go. This is what I'm looking for. Oh god. Discord, please. There we go. There you go. Use that document has all it has the knockdown percents and whatnot for. Oh, Christ! Discord, please. Basically has all the knockdown percents and tumble percents. Like it has most of the percents for. Yeah. Okay. What am I trying to say? Fuck! It's late. It has percents that bricks tumble. It has tumble percents. It has brick CC percents. It has shield advantage. Just a really good document just to know what things are punishable and stuff. And I guess in a more abstract way, sort of thing. So for species, for example, your strat, your low risk strat is basically just getting Fox and Falco above 40%, and then that's when Fire starts knocking down, and that's when you can start getting something really juicy with your pokes. For example, this could have been something. This probably could have been another stock. If you played your cards right, as always, with Puff. Puff is busted.
Very busted.
Alright. So Alright, down throw. Just drift that away. And that was also really depressing to watch. So, say if you get down throw, just hard DI that away from him. The nice thing is that you can react to his down throw, so that makes so it's like do no DI for the up throw and then hard DI towards him for like the down throw. Back throw if you, but then it kind of becomes almost like a 50-50 sort of thing with back throw. Actually, no, that doesn't, because back throw is unreactable and down throw is reactable. Okay, no DI, up throw and back throw, and then like just like don't do anything if you get grabbed, and then SCI up, of course. But if you see the down throw, just hold away from him, and you should be able to do that on reaction. Because then he can't really get anything. Not really. He could probably try and forward smash it, but I don't think it's true. Frenzy does it all the time when we used to play, and I've never really got hit by it. The situation knows better for him than if Puff like avoids like the up through up air. So this was really depressing. That second down air really hurt my soul. Like, yeah. One more time.
How was that hit?
Because Puff, her hurt box inflates. Firstly, secondly, her ledge grab sucks. It's so bad. Yeah, you kind of probably need to like go round, I guess. So instead of going straight up because her ledge grab sucks, you kind of have to like go round sort of thing. Because then it's a really big risk for Falco to effectively edge guard by jumping off sort of thing. You probably could do it if he got the read, but it's extremely hard to do without dying. So you probably wouldn't do anything. So you get killed, but then you equalize it really nicely. Nice. Lovely. At this point, I think I've just talked about really a nice STI on the up air. That spacing was dire. It was really bad. Like I said, don't challenge. Like, try not to challenge Falco if you're underneath him. I know you were trying to like attack him from the side, but it was just kind of unfortunate. Alex says, "Taunt to get bodied. Love to see it." Think we all do.
It's a shame he wins the set and then taunts.
Yeah.
Can't get another body.
Well, that's why. Well, this is what we're here for. We're here to talk about this matchup, and then
long term get bodied.
Yeah. Give him the slaps. So like this double dare was actually really sick. Like that was kind of like what you had to do like to avoid the like good recognition to go round this time. That was kind of like what you needed to do the first time, so I'm glad you made the change. The pound was kind of scary. I can understand why you did it, but it's...
I was out of jumps.
Yeah. So in that case, yeah, it was a good call. Even though it was like... no. That was a grab. Like, straight up, this was a grab. Like a... boom, grab. You probably might have got shined, but even still, might as well go for it. Fourth row, don't agree with it at all. You know me, I'm a big up throw simp, as you might know. Even though you probably wouldn't get the kill, it's just like the positioning's pretty good. Oh, actually, down throw might have been good. Because like the platform directly above you is like really high, so you probably couldn't be able to rest it. That's something to think about, actually. If only
F-throw had a use.
F-throw doesn't deserve a use. It's trash. I've had more use with the down smash than forward throw. I guess the damage of forward throw is nice if they can't SDI. I think this wasn't too great. I think you kind of just have to. I think when he is like so close to that ledge, you just kind of have to respect that he might do like an aerial up, like rising aerial sort of thing. Because it's just the fact that he's just so close to the ledge. You're just gonna have to be like ready for it.
I think I was trying to read like an edit or something.
Fair enough. I think even then, probably be better just to stay grounded. If you're gonna read an air dodge, because then you can just, if you see the air dodge, you can just get ready to like either grab it or aerial it, as opposed to like jumping up for it preemptively. At least I think that's at least just in my head of the situation. I could be wrong. Definitely play it. Definitely think about it when you play friendlies against the Falco again.
Oh, it's a badger outside.
What's that?
There's a badger outside. Sorry, I got distracted.
Oh, god damn. Do you like live in like near a woodland area in that case or something?
There's like a section of like a little bit of woods near here. It's just like a bramble bush, like a big one.
Oh.
Guess I live here.
Badgers are kind of scary.
They are. I fed one bread once when I was like 6. My mum was horrified.
Oh god. I disavowed badgers. Disavowed. Cancelled. Okay. Oh yeah, I think I wrote at this point I would just count the transformation. Like, cause you taken, it's kind of like, cause this format is like really quite strange and not nice.
Yeah.
Like
there's nothing you really get off it.
Yeah, it's just everything about it is just so awkward. So I'm a big advocator of just camping the transformations out. The only one I would actually play on is grass. And even then, it's like, do I really want to fight on grass? I mean, you can get the tech chase rest because like the center platform's is a really nice height for it.
Get on the bush as well. Bush is free.
Bush is free, but it's so hard to. But I never been able to get in a situation where I can justify trying like be in the position where I'm comfortable that I can get the RTC rest on the bush. I don't know. I'm just too much of a pussy in that regard. Like the center platform, although it's technically harder, I know when it worked, and that's all I needed. So yeah, I would just camp it out. You're taking like 70% damage. He was expecting that too, 90% damage, and well, you done like 24%. This transformation has not been kind to you.
Lots of stock here.
That forward air is bad. was really bad. No. These panic grabs. That was really unfortunate. Back air. Nice reset though. Really nice reset. Oh, I need to scroll down my notes. I'm quite high up. I think... was that a reverse back air? Oh yeah, it was. But yeah, if this wasn't a reverse back air, this was exactly the right call. So I mean, bad spacing, but like, good job. The idea was there. But like, if it's just an execution error like it was with that reverse back air, then that's easy enough to fix. Because it's like bad ideas are harder to get wrong. Like bad ideas are harder to fix because they're kind of more ingrained into like how you play things. So if it's just something that you're doing wrong in terms of execution style, it's easy. You can just grind it out as opposed to consciously like rethink things. So glad you didn't take the bait on the up tilt. Kind of. You probably could have played the game of chicken more, because if you just held your ground on the platform and shielded it, then this was an up air, like a shield drop up air, and you could do some. You could either go for the stock trade and even things up again, or if you're like really confident that with your up air combos, you can probably kill him without rest. But you need to be but you have to be like really efficient at your up throw. I mean, not your up throw, the up air and your edge guards.
I think it's because a lot of the time, whenever he did one up tilt, there's like at least 2 or 3 that followed.
Yeah.
I think I just went for the immediate redone it.
Well, that being said, if we in that regard, I would just repeat, if I see the up tilt, I would shield. If he does a second up tilt, I would just full hop away on reaction and don't have to deal with the situation. I'd rather not deal with the situation, and then if I hold shield and then react to the second up tilt, then I'm perfectly fine. Because if he just does it, yeah, I can just jump away, la-di-da, safe away from him. And if he does something like that, really poorly spaced aerial, I can be like, he's dead for that. Even Alec is like, full hop was real bad. Yeah. Or, yeah. The resident Irish Falco being like, yeah, that's bad. By the way, in that case, Alec, go play more, please. That last hit should be height. I don't know what that means, but we'll see. Okay, Alec coming out of retirement, which is something I'm definitely not doing. I'm such a hypocrite. Okay, this forward air sucked, but we kind of know why. If he actually goes that high, you could probably try and up air it, because he's yeah, so no idea why Mortal wouldn't just do short hop bear to pressure platform, since it hits because of the low hit. Oh yeah, because it would just hit at the very bottom of his shield. Oh yeah, that would have been quite awkward to deal with. That'll be a decent way of pressuring your shield. Because like the platforms on the side platforms are like really low on this stage, so he would have been able to short hop back air them. Oh, okay. Only works on Pokemon and Yoshi's. Okay. And sometimes FLD. Okay. I mean, I don't think like the situation doesn't really change. I just think like Puff's execution just becomes tighter. I think she could probably if you do the short hop back air, you could probably as Puff just shield drop down air and hope and aim for a poke. So I think she has a frame advantage in that regard. She might have a decent mix-up opportunity, but it's whether or not do you want to go for it. Yeah, I mean it is much better for Falco. I would definitely agree with you there, Alec. Um, yeah, full hopping above Puff is always basically asking for a death sentence.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think I said this was the right idea, but it was misspaced. Was it a... Okay, that was kind of, yeah, you kind of had the idea of doing a back air just to stuff out his approach, but it was just poorly spaced. That was kind of scary. I think that air dodge should have been a back air. Yeah, if you did a back air, that would have been the knockdown.
Mm-hmm. I think that's me trying to L cancel it. Just panic flubbing.
Rip. Oh, I need to scroll down a little bit more for my notes. Do I have anything? 43 was a plat reset, I said. What happened at 543? Oh yeah, instead of like drifting in with these really bad drifting aerials, you probably just reasonably go to plat instead.
Mm-hmm.
That was also a really bad full hop that Mordo did. Just kill him for it.
Mm-hmm.
Grab her up air would have been probably the stock. Probably be the stock if you even if you didn't go for rest. If you were if you just were really tight with your punishes.
Mm-hmm. Could have gotten like a ball of pain or something off of that throw.
Yeah, do like a few like a full hop up air, like maybe do a forward air and or or what's really juicy is a reverse bear. Reverse bear. You can go for the reverse bear rest, but even if you don't though, because back air has a really, like the FAF on back air is actually kind of short. It's like 29 or 32 or something like that. It's quite. I mean, it's still kind of laggy after the first hit, but it's like compared to her other other moves, she's actionable faster.
Mm-hmm.
And if you get the reverse hit of the back air, then in order to get that, you have to be point blank. So you'll be probably as close as the opponents you probably will be after you hit them with it. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of nice, and that's pretty good if you don't want to do like the rest follow up sort of thing. I think I wrote 50. Okay, yeah, that was a shield instead against the back air, because that was also another really bad full hop.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that was a nice back air. Get the dash attack. You were probably too far away to get the jab reset, so that's fine. Yeah, I think it would have been a hard one to get. If you were confident, you could probably try and run up shield, and then try and rest a get up attack. Because you can rest a lot of get up attacks out of shield. That's what gold. I don't know if you've heard of Golden.
Have you?
Yeah. Good meet Reese. He has practiced them, and he says doing those kinds of rests are fucking free. So it'd probably be a really good idea to start learning them. I made a comment you were missing a lot of L cancels this game. Hey James. Melee bad game. Shushi. Okay. Yeah, I didn't really like that short hop Nair in the first place. I didn't really do anything for you except for putting you in a position where you welcome to the chat room. Yeah, I get all these OBS trying to refresh. Sorry, distracted. Didn't like this short hop Nair because it kind of put you in a really bad position where it's like it would have been hard for you to get yourself ready for a double laser from ledge. One, and two, if he did like a ledge dash, then you would just instantly lose the situation. Welcome to the rat womb. Shut up, James. I like James for being silly. Okay, that drifting. Oh yeah, that was like the situation. Remember, I kind of told you about. I know it was kind of in briefing about how no drift feedback full hop bear beats auto cancel backer and short hop there at the same time. I know that was a lot of random terms thrown together in a one sentence there, but remember I said about AC bear and short hop there being beat out at the same time. This is the situation that this happens. Like around here, like if it was a bit closer, even it would still be better. So like if you just did like a full hop and didn't drift in, or like did a slight drift back, that you actually would have win. Like that was like this situation was yours for the taking. Of course, it's like it's like a preemptive move on his part beating and a preemptive move on your part, but if he just like but that's like two of his really good approach options kind of dealt with at the same time, and you kind of want to think about that kind of spacing or even just a little bit closer where he can auto cancel back air. And then you can just beat it out with your full hop back air in return. So keep an eye out for those situations. I think somehow you live, which is nice. Here I said about light shielding when you do recover. Yeah, like all this could be light shields instead. Like if you light shielded any of this would actually been really quite nice, because you could have got pushed off the side of the stage. Or instead just like create enough distance where you could escape into the stage with a wave dash, like away from him. Alec is disappointed that there's no suicide there.
As was I. I was ready for it.
But Mortal goes and taunts, like, goes into the set taunting his ass off and doesn't have the balls to suicide dare. What the fuck's wrong with him?
I know.
What a
hugely cringe.
what a what a pussy. Alright. So that's nearly 3 hours of a stream, and we've only done the first 2 games.
I'm sorry, man. I've got to go to bed.
Yeah, I actually do have work to do in the morning. I think I was hoping to VC James.
I think we've got the meat of it.
Yeah, I think.
Game 3 will be a lot of the punish stuff.
Yeah.
Space.
Yeah, I didn't touch anything about. Like, near enough, didn't touch really anything about neutral in Game 3. I was just all punish, really. Mm-hmm. It's like, do this instead and try and do other things and get the tech shit, like the RTC rest and all this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Just all these small optimizations, at least in punish game, would go a whole long way. Like just edge guarding alone in this set, if you just do these full hops and reactions, probably would have actually won you the set on its own.
Mm-hmm.
But if you can get like the RTC rest, that was probably a few extra stocks taken, both in this game and the first game. Actually, maybe like a stock in every game, to be honest. But yeah, I think we kind of covered a lot of ground, and I hope it kind of helped in some regard.
It did.
Yeah.
Light shield's broken now that I know that.
What's that?
Light shield's broken.
Yep. Jump camp.
That's what I hate about. Thing is, his shield pressure is that it like death fucks up your shield. You have none left so quickly.
Yeah, but you just have to remember that if he does badly space it, like horrendously space it, you could get a grab and you could get an up smash. If you light shield it, then, and if he drifts away and you light shield it, then that's the pressure done. You don't have to worry about him anymore. Oh, you should do. Why do my messages keep getting eaten? Oh, come on. I don't. Yeah, I don't have a. Maybe I should be reading from. Maybe I should do this instead. With the Twitch chat as opposed to the OBS chat. I don't know if there's actually anything different though.
Welcome to the chat room.
Yeah, OBS is kind of dumb like that. Oh, messages get lost in OBS. Oh, for fuck's sake. Alright, so there's my optimization for whenever I do streams. I'll get the actual Twitch chat as opposed to the OBS one. There's my one.
We've both got our own optimizations to sort out.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm glad this kind of expanded on some of the things that you weren't so certain about.
Thank you.
I think if you have any more questions, I think the best ones would be... I'll try and help you as much as I possibly can. You can check out the Melee, like Alex's Puff Bible, if you are really stuck, because that has quite a lot of useful stuff in its own regard. And yeah, I can't think of anything else. And if you're super stuck, probably ask Puffcord. I mean, it's near enough dead. That being said, I saw there was like some great salt I saw in the in the matchup discussion. I shared it with James, and oh my god, it was fucking fantastic. It was about Falco. I kind of want to show you it, but I don't want to put the guy's name on Twitch chat. I mean, like on a Twitch stream, you get me?
Yeah.
James says it doesn't bear repeating. I'll just send it to you, off.
DM it to me later.
Yeah, it's spectacular. I fucking loved it. But yeah, I'm gonna call it a night because it's really late. Thanks for thanks for coming by, and yeah.
Thank you for the advice.
No bother. It's been fun. I do like these streams a lot. Especially with when the person I'm analyzing the set for is here to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
And hope everyone who came in, even for a little bit, just to see what was happening, had a decent time as well.
Mm-hmm. So,
yeah. Any last thoughts?
Pass broken.
Yeah, that's pretty much true. Anyways,
right.
Have a lovely night.
You too.
Bye.